Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back, and I have to admit I was having a pretty hard time deciding what I wanted to do for my first video, what topic and whatnot, because obviously as somebody who kind of aims to polarize, I guess you could say, probably can't really use that as a verb, but you know what I'm trying to get across. There's just so many topics to choose from. I mean, there's just so much crazy shit going on. And if you're watching this channel, I guess you can probably already see that. Um, so, what we're going to get into today is fiat currency. And I'm sorry if you've already heard this before. I know it's probably a broken record. Um, just bear with me or simply log out of the video. Like I said, this channel is meant to serve you in whichever way it needs to. So don't listen to me talk about something that's just going to waste your time. Anyway, fiat currency. A surprising number of people I know, like good, smart people, conscientious about the world around them, stuff like that, down to earth, simply don't know what that word means, and it's fake, obviously. Fiat, fake, illusion. I mean, pick your poison about that one. So, fiat currency. What is it? Well, it's something that money didn't used to be. And by that, I mean money used to be backed by something in this country. We used to have the gold standard before 1940-ish, somewhere around there, because as we were at the ass end of the Depression, about to start World War II, FDR comes along, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and introduces the New Deal, which in the short term obviously has many great effects because we just couldn't do it anymore. I mean, all the work was owned by so many people and they weren't paying out anything because they knew they didn't have to. Kind of like today. How about that? If you're in retail, which I am, it's one of my two jobs. Sorry, I know it's tough. Hang in there. Develop a plan for yourself. Keep on this shit. Don't let the man get you down, as they would say. Alright, so, fiat currency, once again. The New Deal comes along, and it just totally rips away the gold standard, because FDR decides, basically, I need to pump cash into the economy. I need to create new opportunities, new methods of money exchange, just so we can get going again, just so people can freaking eat, basically. And a little more conspiracy side note here. He does that at the behest of the NWO, obviously, funding every war since Napoleon on both sides, which is why they're so rich now. Very lecherous activity, obviously, and activity that they still continue to participate in today. Anyway, so back to the fiat currency. We come to a point where money can no longer be traded in for gold if the system breaks down, so the dollar is no longer worth a certain price in gold, something that you can go and get as an IOU from the US government. If, for some reason you didn't trust your dollar anymore, you were going somewhere, you needed a stockpile of it, I mean, whatever, you would have a precious metal to keep around in your stockpile, just in case things went tits up. 1940 on, that's not the case anymore. They use language basically to try to ensure the people that this is going to work. And this has to do with the language virus, which I'll make a video on later. Maybe even the next video. Oh, 444, the angel number, it just passed. I always seem to catch that sucker these days. Probably catch 555 too. It is 521 where I'm standing right now. So anyway, we get rid of the gold standard, and the language they use to insure the people is backed by the full faith and credit of the United States government. And all that really means, if anything, is saying this is the new stuff and that's it. You don't get a choice about it. I really like to think of it as backed by your own stupidity. Yeah, I know that sounds really harsh. I kind of thought of it that way too when I first heard that term. But that's really what it is, because people believe in it. Yeah, only because people believe in it is the only reason it continues to exist. And many people I know just don't know about this. I mean, it seems it is extremely commonplace in the spiritual. Oh, 555, there it was. On the timer, not on the clock, obviously. And what you saw happen was basically the creation of a hive mind, because everybody just said, okay, this seems to be working relatively well. I have a job, I have a house, I can eat, all that stuff, so let's just keep going with this. And that's lasted until today. It's gotten worse today with the extensive use of credit, including credit cards, home mortgages. I mean, credit was the entire reason for the 2008 financial collapse, because the banks got dollar signs in their eyes and they said, okay, let's just lend out this extremely valuable shit to everybody. And then when they couldn't pay, when the percentage of delinquent debtors had gone so high up, the whole thing just collapsed. And that's what happens when you get a centralized system. It's just bound to happen. Imagine laying a bunch of bricks on a foundation of sand, and they're not glued together. So you sort of take one brick, you poke it out. It might not matter so much to the entire structure, but maybe slide over to the left or to the right where the borders of the brick shape form. And all of a sudden you have a serious structural problem, and it's in a whole half of your building that you've created has just fallen away in an instant, and nobody knows what the hell happened. That's basically 2008 for you. And that's what can happen very, very easily to this system that we are in right now, which is why it's a good idea to invest in Bitcoin. Go and get some gold of yourself, even though there doesn't seem to be an economic reason to, because people need something to turn to when it finally does happen, one way or another. And yeah, that's basically it. All these smart people I knew growing up with, studied well in school, near 4.0 GPAs, yada yada, all that shit. Not that grades determine your intelligence. That's been disproven so many times. I mean, I graduated with honors in my school, but they were the lowest ones, and I have no idea how I did that, since I was fighting so many mental conditions, and that's a story for another day. But basically, I just wanted to make a quick video about that. It's running about 10 minutes now, so I think I'm going to come to a closing point. So basically, I would just encourage you, tell people that their money is fake. It is run by a federal fractional reserve system, which just aims to pump money into the economy and inflate it whenever it sees damn well fit. So yeah, that's that. And it's interesting to me, it seems that the people who know the least about it are actually the ones who are, financially secure, who have a lot of this fake money just to fall back on, and so they never think about the future, a contingency plan, anything like that. Just today, when I was talking about it to my coworkers at one of my two jobs, they said, "Well, the money seems real to me. I can get stuff with it." It's so much more than that. I mean, it's a system of trade. It's not, how do I put this? It's not a steadfast system. Yeah. So yeah, just spread the awareness about this. There's a great video up. It's called "The Death of the American Dream." It was published probably 2 or 3 years ago. It's about 20 minutes long, and it explains this stuff at length in a cartoon, in a really entertaining fashion, actually. So if you're looking for more information on this yourself, or if you just want to spread it, there you go. Stay woke, everyone.